Welcome to Nugget 13 with Steve Grohman. Steve, you talk about the textbooks all the time and all throughout the creation seminar lessons. You have one really compelling slide that stuns and often causes your audience to chuckle. Can you share that with us today?
Yeah, we have had people over the years, students, bring their textbooks in quite often. And I've had many given to me. And it's interesting because they all have some very similar themes that run through. But this one particular biology book that's very common these days, used in our society, in our country, it's defining what science is. It says what science is and is not. One of the things in there is a paragraph says, this book contains lots of facts and ideas about living things. Many of those facts are important and you'll be tested on them. One thing you can be sure, some of the facts presented in this book will change soon if they haven't changed already. It's just amazing when you stop and realize many of the facts presented in this book will change soon if they haven't changed already. Now, that's a rather bold statement because they're admitting that, what is the child or the teenager or the whatever supposed to believe? What part of the book is true? If it's called a fact and it's going to change, maybe it's already changed and they know it's not true, but it's taught anyway, they're learning something that's not true. And all of the textbooks have these kinds of statements all throughout them. And the problem is, when our students, our kids and grandkids and church kids, when they learn something, they're learning it from a source that's not right a lot of times. And the worst problem is they know it's not right a lot of times. It's presented as though it is right. We are sitting at a table right now. It is a table. It is a plastic top table. I can say this is glass. I can try to convince people it's glass. I could try to convince people it's granite. I could try to convince people it's plexiglass. I can try to convince people it's cardboard, ceramic. But it doesn't change the fact that it is plastic. I could say it's a fact that it's granite, but it doesn't mean it's a fact. It just means that that's what I'm saying it is. But when people learn that wrong, whatever the case may be, the fact can't change. It's the idea about some issue that changes all the time. And it's in those textbooks that way. It's just wrong. It ought not be able to be taught that way.
And what do you recommend to parents that do send their children to public school and they are being exposed to these types of textbooks? And I could imagine that one little paragraph might just be skipped over and never even noticed.
That particular one might be, but like I say, it's in there actually several times. Those types of comments are in the books. In addition to that, though, there's a lot of ridicule of Christians and creationists. The ridicule of God is heavy in the textbooks. We'll get into some of that and some of the nuggets. Yet they call their stuff a fact. Families don't even eat dinner together anymore, as a family at a table. Everybody's life is so busy these days. Parents need to get involved in their children's lives. Find out what is being taught. It is amazing after people come out to our meetings, parents will come up to me, Daddy will come up, or Mom, and say they started asking their children questions and they came up with all kinds of stuff that they had no clue their child knew. And a lot of times the importance of that is ideas are put into our children when they're very young that should have never been there in the first place. And when it's taught from an authoritative source, a textbook or teacher or whatever, they need to learn it to be true and learn it to answer the questions right on the test. That's what they learn. A lot of times things are going on with our children that the parent has absolutely no idea. We've got to get involved in their lives while we barely still can, while they're young, because they're going to learn something. And we need to just say, don't believe it. We need to give them the Bible answer of why not to believe that and what the truth is.
Well, the Bible teaches us to instruct our children. We are to protect them. We need to do that, don't we?
Yes, and that's another thing we talked a little bit about one nugget. We'll probably do some more of this kind of thing, but bringing them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord is one of those coffee cup sayings. It's on a hanger, and it's on a quilt, makes a great poster, but it means what it says. We've got to get involved in their lives.
Keep watching our nuggets. And while you're at it, tell 10,000 of your closest friends about our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, hit that little bell, and tell others about our YouTube channel. Thank you.